Now there is a pedigree chart that I have to solve. As we know that the pedigree charts is the symbolic presentation of a family tree in which the shaded pupil, maybe the male or female, are affected, and the unshaded pupil, like these individuals, female and male, they are not affected. Now we have to solve this pedigree chart, and the options that is given to solve the pedigree charts are either it is X-linked dominant disease, or it is X-linked recessive disease, or it is Y-linked dominant disease, or it is cytoplasmic or mitochondrial inheritance based disease. Now out of the four options we have to select which one is the correct one. Now the option number the third option is the incorrect option, because the disease, the inheritable disease, not transmitted by the Y chromosome. So Y chromosome is not included or involved in the case of transmission of the inheritable diseases. So option number 3 will be not the answer. Now we are coming to the option number 2, second one, which is suggested that this pedigree chart is made for the X-linked recessive disease. If we observe the pedigree, there are 3 generations that have been given, and all the 3 generations the pupil have affected, the pupil have the diseases. In the case of recessive disease, every generation will not be affected. It means in the case of recessive disease, one generation can be skipped the disease. In that condition, it can be considered as the recessive disease. But as we can see that every generation, the diseases is present in one or the other person. So it cannot be a recessive X-linked disorder. Now we are moving to the option number 1, which states that it is X-linked dominant disease. Suppose it is a dominant disease of X-linked category. Now, in that condition, every generation must have the symptoms of the disease. Let me have a trial of this. Say for example, the father is affected, and in the pedigree chart the mother has been not given. Let's take the mother as a normal mother. The mother is unaffected, but the father is affected by the first one, that is the X-linked dominant disease. Now it means the father's genotype will be X to the power D and Y. Now they have one daughter and one son, and both of them are not affected, means they are healthy. From the father, the son is getting Y chromosome, and from the father, the daughter is getting X chromosome. But the X chromosome will not inherit it alone. The X chromosome will be inherited along with the gene of the disease. It means, and the mother, and she contributes one other X chromosome, that is a normal one. Now it means the female must be deceased. But as we have proved that the genotype of the female must be X to the power DX. But according to the question, the female has been shown as a normal condition. So, on the basis of this trial, we conclude that this pedigree is not made for the X-linked dominant disease. Now, only one option that is left, which is the cytoplasmic or mitochondrial inheritance. About that, we need to know that what exactly the cytoplasmic or mitochondrial inheritance. For that, we have to go little about the fertilization in the case of animals. In the case of animal, 2 cells are required for the fertilization. One is the female gamete, another one is the male gamete. Female gamete is quite larger in the shape because due to the cytoplasm is in a bulk quantity. A huge quantity of cytoplasm is present in the female gamete. Whereas the male gamete is a minor cell. It not has the cytoplasmic content at all. The quantity of cytoplasm in the male gamete is almost negligible, whereas the cytoplasmic content in the female gamete is very high in the content. Now, if the zygote has been produced, now the zygote has the total cytoplasm which is from the maternal side. The zygote not has the cytoplasm from the paternal side because the sperm not contributed the cytoplasm to make the zygote. Sperm only contribute the nucleus to make the zygote, whereas the ovum contribute the nucleus as well as cytoplasm both to make the zygote. Now the new generation, I mean the embryo, the new cells of the embryo, they have the cytoplasm from the zygote, and that zygote obtained the cytoplasm from the maternal side. So the cytoplasm is totally obtained by an individual from the maternal side. It is not obtained by the paternal side. If you see this pedigree chart, very beginning, the mother has been shaded, but not the father. It means the mother has the disease, or the mother has the symptoms of the disease, and that is of the cytoplasmic inheritance. Because as I told you that the cytoplasmic content of the ovum or of the female gamete is much high with respect to the male gamete. Now if any gene, which is suppose a defected gene, that is present in the cytoplasm, now we need to know that in generally we think that the DNA is present or located inside of the nucleus. The DNA is not present inside of the cytoplasm. So the pedigree cannot be possible on the basis of cytoplasmic inheritance. But no, it is not like that. There is one cell organelle that has the DNA, and that is the mitochondria. Mitochondria has its own DNA. And now suppose the DNA of mitochondria of mother is defected, or it is not having a normal structure, and from the mother's side, by the help of cytoplasm, because the whole cytoplasm has been contributed to the zygote, from the side of mother, by the help of cytoplasm, that mitochondria or mitochondrial defected DNA has been transferred to the zygote, and the zygote is further transfer the same mitochondrial DNA to the new generation. In that case, you can see that they have two children, one female and one male. Both of them have affected because due to the defected mitochondrial DNA. Whereas if we see the generation number 3, in the generation number 3, since the male child or the father contribute the sperm, and the sperm is only contribute the nucleus, not the cytoplasm. So that is why their children are normal. Whereas in the case of the daughter, because she is a female and the ovum, the female gamete, has a bulk quantity of cytoplasm, it means the cytoplasm carrying the defected mitochondrial DNA. As a result of that, the mother will inherit, the mother will transfer the disease to the offsprings. That is why both the offsprings, both of them are daughters, and both of them are affected by the mitochondrial disorder. So the correct option of the pedigree will be cytoplasmic or mitochondrial inheritance. So I think this pedigree chart is very much clear to all of you.